Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening to all our brothers and sisters across the world in different countries, in different continents, in different conditions, in different time zones. We extend you a very hearty welcome this evening. What a pleasure. What a delight that it should be approximately 40 minutes past 7 p.m. in India, and people are joining us. It's a great initiative by Apoorva Mahajan, the organizer and head of the Waste to Green initiative. And she has invited lots of wonderful people joining us. And like we keep telling, green morning, green afternoon, green evening. Now she has given me a new coining that Dr. Gulshan Sharma, from today onward, in all your session, say green morning, green afternoon, green evening, and green future. So that's what we are going to join. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 450th webinar, Making Education Relevant. आइए शिक्षा को प्रासंगिक बनाएं. It's a global confluence of intellectuals, and these are wonderful baby step towards a greener tomorrow and a greener future and the youth's perspective. What do they think? हमारी युवा पीढ़ी क्या सोचती है? हमारे बच्चे क्या सोचते हैं? हमारे बच्चे कैसा भारत बनाना चाहते हैं और कैसा विश्व बनाना चाहते हैं? तो इस सब बातों के साथ आइए आज की शाम आप सबको बहुत बहुत ब्लेसिंग और आज का प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट करते हैं अपूर्वा महाजन और उनकी पूरी टीम के साथ. Our chamber, International Chamber for Service Industry, which is basically taking care of the confluence of all the non-resident Indians world over, and of course, Indian corporate, and from time to time, policy perspective to the government, so that we can have a better tomorrow for everybody. During this pandemic, during this coronavirus, 1.86 billion children are away from schools, colleges, and universities. And it's a great challenge to the humanity. छोटे छोटे बच्चों को स्कूल से घर दूर रहना पड़ रहा है. बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्टीज हैं पेरेंट्स को भी, बट वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड लाइफ इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन एनीथिंग एल्स. Like doctors, nurses, and paramedical people are great warriors. I consider all teachers, all educators, all counselors, technocrats, everybody whosoever is directly, indirectly, principal, headmasters, और सबसे ज्यादा important है parents, because children are with their parents. Our efforts are how to keep education relevant during this pandemic. Let's share some of the slides. भारत की संस्कृति में, भारत की हेरिटेज में और भारत की शिक्षा प्रणाली में शुरू से सिखाया गया वसुधैव कुटुंबकम. The whole world is one family. All of us, we are together in this journey. Heartiest congratulations to Honorable Prime Minister of India and the Education Minister of India and all the stakeholders, those are in education. What a beautiful education policy being given. And a lot of countries are thinking, why can't we have such an education policy? No arts, no commerce, no science, everybody together. And the other day, Asha Bhosle, the playback singer, giving a call to Honorable Prime Minister of India and telling, I'm so happy that now science students can take music. And आपको पता है पेड़ भी गाना गाते हैं, प्रकृति भी गाना गाती है, और जो बच्चे कॉमर्स पढ़ रहे हैं वो फैशन डिजाइनिंग ले सकते हैं. Wow, that's a great. And right from 6th class, you'll be learning coding. You'll be going to corporate houses. You'll be going for 10 days bagless. I wish I was born now and I was in school. I was in 6th standard. Oh my God, I'm old. What do I do? Great. During this pandemic, we also found the next challenge to the world is water conservation. And I will tell Apoorva कि जब तुमने ग्रीन फ्यूचर के बारे में सोचा है, let's start a campaign together. जो कुछ हम कर रहे हैं उसमें पानी की एक एक बूंद Water conservation is very, very important. जल है तो कल है, जल ही जीवन है। जल संरक्षण बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। और ये कहां से शुरू होगा? हमारे घर से। और घर से कैसे शुरू होगा? हमारी मदर, हमारी वाइफ, हमारी डॉटर, हमारी सिस्टर, हमारी ग्रैंड डॉटर, हमारी डॉटर इन लॉ, जितने भी लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, एंड ऑफ कोर्स women teachers, they all play very important role. Women empowerment is very important. Youth empowerment, teachers empowerment. And then when we talk about our chamber, from morning 9 o'clock till evening 9 o'clock, Monday to Sunday, no holiday, no holiday, all 7 days, Monday to Sunday, 12 hours. We are in the service of humanity in all the continents. We have got such पूरा विश्व एक family है. हम सब लोग इकट्ठे हैं. Early in the morning we start and we finish. This is the finishing school by our chamber, which is on soft skills and life skills. And what are soft skills? We'll discuss some other day, because today it should not take so much of time. And all institution, incubation center, finishing lab, Atal tinkering lab, very important. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Thursday. Today we got two sisters together at 5 p.m. and there was a musical program. So children, students, youth, all the places wherever you are, teachers, educators, education should be musical. Education should be happiness. Education should be wisdom. Education should not be only scoring marks, percentage, and gold medal. Time is coming. Time is coming. Things are changing. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are with the Media Entertainment Sector Skill Council of the Government of India, where we bring so much of happiness. There should be, your life should be musical. That is something what is needed for all of us. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow from Singapore, right from here, we will have a special program for you on Sukh Shanti Smridhi, Sparsh Ganga, the Honorable Education Minister's daughter, Arushi Nishank. She's doing a great job. And the other day, Honorable Minister for Water in India, he was also with us on the program. And every Saturday, we are using so much of mobile. We are using so much of computer. I'm sitting almost 10 hours before this machine. We always talk artificial intelligence. Why don't we talk human intelligence? Anyway, so we are going to have a lot of challenges, because so much of utilization of computers and mobile phones and social media and all that we got to be taken care of. Anyway, every Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, Dr. Saab comes with us. Yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition, organic, positive thinking, positive living. And this Saturday is a very important program. All parents and all children, remember, don't forget, this Saturday we have got a special program, how to take care of your eyes when you are seeing the screen that long, how to keep your spinal cord okay because you are sitting for long hours, how not to have shoulder pain, and how to take care of everything. That is going to be discussed on coming Saturday at 6:30 p.m. by our Dr. Parmeshwar Arora ji for all children. And then Saturday 5 p.m. we take you to Chicago. Swami Vivekanand ji. Wow. 11th of September 1893, 127 years back. This man from India in saffron, and when he told sisters and brothers of universe, oh my God, everybody stood on their chairs. Who is this man? Who is this person? And there was thunder of clapping for him. So ladies and gentlemen, every Saturday, 5 p.m., we bring special program for all of you. Swami Vivekanand Ji's for youth and for education empowerment. And Sunday morning, we open the doors of Hollywood, Universal Studio, That moment doors open, there's a Woodbury University, California, Burbank, right in front of Universal Studios. And there comes Professor Satinder Dhiman. विद्या से अध्यात्म विद्या की ओर, भारत के वेद क्या है, उपनिषद क्या है, आदि शंकराचार्य ने क्या कहा, उपनिषदों का ज्ञान क्या है, श्रीमद् भगवत गीता क्या कहती हैं, और 18 अध्यायों में क्या कहा लॉर्ड कृष्णा ने अर्जुन को. That we have got every Sunday morning at 9:30. And then Sunday at 3 p.m. we take you all the way to ASEAN, where 650 million people join us. And can you imagine Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, all the 10 countries we bring to India. And then ultimately, why I'm going to school, why I'm going to college, why I'm doing engineering, why I'm going to university, why I'm taking a particular skill program. Well, I have to support my family. I have to support my parents. I want to be a responsible child. Okay, okay, okay. Go for startup. Go for stand up. Jobs नहीं है. अभी self employment के बारे में सोचना है. So what are the policies of the government? Micro, small and medium enterprise. We bring a special program for you every Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Don't forget to join us. And ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? At my age, at 72, when it's almost 11 minutes past 10 p.m. in Singapore, and there are 26 webinars. Wow, that's great. But I want world should be a better place. अगर अपना जीवन किसी काम आ सके तो उसको वर्कआउट करो. कल बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोग्राम है 11 बजे बच्चों के लिए. You keep looking at your mobile all the times. What are you doing? Show me. Okay. You're going on WhatsApp. You're going on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Great, great, great. No problems. Keep doing, keep doing. I won't disturb you. You want to earn some pocket money? We will tell you the techniques, because soft skills, sales, marketing, and couple of other skills you can get from your social media. I know you won't stop using your mobile. So why not? I should convert your mobile phone into money. Great. So tomorrow, don't forget to join us at 11 a.m. and we will tell you how do you get your pocket money. Mama papa ko tang nahi karna hai. You have to get your pocket money from social media. We will tell you how within half an hour, if you devote, and don't waste your time. Time is money. This is the new golden triangle. Now it is no more Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. Basic food, basic health, basic education. And children got to become more responsible, earn and learn. And we have to get back to the basics of life. That is B2B is no more business to business. Sustainable development of the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. We are going to complete 500 webinars by 31st of December. ICSI is going to be the first global organization getting into the Guinness Book of Records, empowering exclusively and taking care of education. And do you know how many people? 6,000 educators on this platform from 25th of March. A humble but a beautiful journey, and they all are my teachers. And today also, I will show you some of the excellent teachers of mine. Those are joining us this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome. And I want to be the most humble student while extending a warm welcome to my little children. Those are joining us this evening. We are having this evening the coordination of the entire program, efforts being put in by Apoorva Mahajan. Thereafter, we have got Shanmukhi Sripada. We have got D. Manaswani. She's from Hyderabad, Telangana. Then I have got Vishuruth. He may not get annoyed with me. Grandpa, why didn't you mention about my city? I think he's from Bangalore. Okay. Then I have got Rouhani. Oh, I am in Rouhani's class. We have got a common teacher. We both are in 1G. And she is from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Now I am going to get to joining the class of Lavanya. Lavanya Churoria. She's from Andhra Pradesh. She's joining us. Hearty welcome to her. And I think she's in Kakinada, if I remember. Okay. Then see, because now grandpa is getting old, so it's very difficult for me to remember. But I think you are in Kakinada. Okay. Rahul, I shouldn't say Sharma because people will say he's my relative. So Rahulji is also joining us this evening. Pleasure to have him also. Then I have got M. Deepak. I think he joined later. M. Deepak city, I have yet to find out. No worries. Apoorva will introduce. And then I have got Saurabh. We extend him also, Saurabh Mehta. He's also joining us. We extend him a very hearty welcome and a pleasure. And with these words, this is my happy family, and this is my grandchildren, and these are my great people. Those are going to talk about green future. What is the youth perspective? And that's what we are going to talk about. And from today, I will say green morning, green afternoon, green evening, and green future. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I can rest my case. जो कहूंगा सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं कहूंगा. I hand you over to Apoorva Mahajan. You got to unmute your mic, Apoorva.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity and this platform. And green greetings to the day to everyone who has joined us. I would like to share a screen. Can I do that, sir?
Sure, all yours. Go ahead.
So we start with the presentation. Bear in mind that it's my first presentation also.
Wow, wow. God bless you. God bless you.
So imagine, we should all first take a look at the screen that you see here. There's a baby going on a road, right? Is my presentation visible? I think.
Yes, it's visible.
So this baby is going on the road and you see the flag that says future ahead. So what kind of future would be like for the baby to see? Won't we like a future where nature, technology, and us humans are in total synchronization with each other and we are in harmony, as compared to the news that we daily read, wherein the nature and us are in total conflict? The global epidemic that we are being going through right now, the forest fires that happened in Australia this year. So things like this could have been avoided had we done something earlier, but we are still on that path and we can still do something. So what are the small steps that we can take to drive the future in a better direction? That is what we are here to discuss today.
आगे चलो.
Yes, sir. So we have as our panel members an entrepreneur, Saurabh Mehta sir, who has joined us from BioQ. We have Rahul Sharma, who is the founder of an enterprise named Hatch and Hack. And we have Shanmukhi Sripada, who is my host and host for the event Waste to Greens. I welcome you all to the webinar. Now, before we go on talking to our panel, I would first like to describe my journey from waste to greens and what links us all together here. So this was an experiment that I conducted with my friends during the lockdown period. And in this experiment, I joined hands with a lot of kids. For this competition that we conducted, each kid had to plant one sapling, but not just any kind of plant. a plant that they had an easy access to, a plant that they could grow from the waste at their homes. So that was the theme of the competition, because we were in a lockdown period and we could not go out much. So and they say that to develop a habit you need 21 days minimum. So we made it a period of 1 month where the kids had to garden, they had to talk to the plants, you know, enrich their experience, and use whatever they could find to make a bond with it, to garden it, to water it daily. And then I tracked that entire journey in a form of a collage. And in the end of a 1 month period, they had to share with us what they learned from the entire activity. So this was a theme behind the competition, and I ventured on this not alone, but with the support of a lot of people, from my parents, from Shanmukhi, who has joined us today, and from two companies that is Hatch and Hack and BioQ. BioQ also helped us sponsoring the prizes, winning prizes. Now this is our journey summarized. Now before I go on through the points, I would like you to make a guess. Why is this picture here on the top right corner of a very famous actor we all might know, Shah Rukh Khan? So he has a very famous dialogue in one of his movies, Om Shanti Om. It's a very popular dialogue. Could you make a guess if you know, if you can? Uh, write in the chat box. So his dialogue says, कहते हैं अगर किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने में लग जाती है. So this is what happened to us. And this is a Hindi version of a dialogue from a very famous book that we all should read once in a lifetime. When that is by Paulo Coelho, a very well noted author, and his book is The Alchemist. So it says, when you want something, all the universe conspires you in helping to achieve it. So this is what happened with me. When I started alone on this journey, I was supported by a lot of people, and from Hatch and Hack, from BioQ, I got a lot of encouragement, and they drove me to push forward with this. And I'm so glad Gulshan Sharma sir also helped us giving this platform. We can, if you want to know more about the contest, we'll share the details later. Um, Now, to summarize the event, what was the outcome of the event we conducted? We formed a close community of gardening enthusiasts. We learned a lot of life lessons. You know, we learned things like patience, developing qualities, making new bonds, developing a new hobby. वरना सब घर पे बैठ के क्या कर रहे थे? We are all getting bored, lying down, you know, wasting our times. And we also enjoyed homemade food and beverages because we were constricted to our homes, confined. So one of my little gardeners, Ruhani from Indore, she made this ginger tea from homegrown ginger. So that really added a special effect to the whole thing, because as kids they were so proud कि दीदी हमने देखो आज ये उगाया, and we are enjoying this. So I just loved that overall experience. As a personal experience, this slide summarizes kind of what I learned. The topmost corner, you see a dish that I made. So all the green things that you see there, capsicum, chili, and spring onions, they were all grown at my place, and this gave me ample joy. And it helped me do a lot. I learned a lot during this whole process. I eventually took it up a notch further and tried growing baby corns, but I learned that it couldn't be grown in this weather much, so it dried up. Then these are my key takeaways from the whole process. One thing that comes very difficult to us and that we learn at a very later age, I learned during this process. So क्या होता है, when we think of an idea, sometimes we just keep on adding layers and layers of stuff to it and making it so complicated in our minds that it becomes difficult to start. And that idea then eventually, you सोचते हो कि बाद में करेंगे, and वो बाद आता नहीं है. So I learned to start small, but start now, because this was a very small idea. घर पे तो सभी कुछ कर ही रहे थे, but why not share? So I did, and this is why I got this platform. So I want to share this with all my kids here, That start small, but start doing something now. Then the second most thing that I learned was not to throw away seeds, because they have a lot of power to make you happy, to germinate, to add some greenery to the environment. So if you ever have some waste seeds at your home, you know, throw them in your balcony, throw them wherever space you can reclaim in your society. Make it greener. Then one major thing that I learned was to experiment. The ecosystem that we kind of living in today does not really encourage failures. It only encourages success. It does not applaud the trials and the efforts that have gone through. So this gardening activity taught me to experiment. And they say in gardening, you never make mistakes. You can only make experiments. So it's a very good way to go about it, to learn to fail, because eventually when you garden, sometimes you will end up adding a lot of water, sometimes you will end up drying your plants, but you will learn from your mistakes over and over again. So you learn to experiment. Then from a practical point of view, we learn to reuse, recycle whatever we could find at our place. And then the one thing that is a key takeaway for me was to, if you ever think of giving a gift to someone on your birthday, on a wedding, gift greenery, gift something which is green, gift a plant, because it will last them for a lifetime. So this was what I learned. Now what my kids really did. So this kind slide kind of summarizes what my kids learned. On the left hand side, you see an essay written by a small 8-year-old kid, and he had a rather nasty experience. So he was growing chilies at his place. He sowed 17 of them and they sprouted. But one fine evening, a nasty squirrel, a naughty squirrel, ate half of them, and in the end, he was left with only one after 2, 3 iterations of the same thing. So he also learned something. What did he learn? He learned the meaning behind the word perseverance, behind repeated trials, repeated attempts. He's too small to know the word itself, but he knows the meaning now. And this kind of encouraged me further. There's also a skit that I would like to show, made by one of my kids post the activity, like post 2, 3 months, that shows how involved they are still with the activity. I'll just play this. This is like a 1 minute video for you. हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा, and make a national flag. These pens don't work. This is a lot of plastic waste. Lots of trees are also cut down. Oh God, how can I pay back to the nature? Oh God, how can I pay back to the nature? What is this? Oh, these are plantable pens, which are made up of biodegradable material. After using them, don't throw them away. Grow some plants in an easy way. These are capsules at the back of them which contain seeds in it. I can grow tomato, mirt, brinjal plants. What is this? Oh, this is a plantable notepad. The cover of this notepad contains seeds in it. Switch from use and throw to use and grow. Switch from use and throw to use and grow. Switch from use and throw to use and grow. Come on. Switch from use and throw to use and grow. Everybody, switch from use and throw to use and grow. Switch from use and throw to use and grow. By eco-friendly products. Thank you. Jai Hind. Such a lovely message, isn't it? Switch from use and throw to use and grow. And this is something that we should all try doing. And this is a very important message. And this girl, little girl, she's here to, share her journey with us today. And the products that she's talking about, we are so fortunate to have the person behind the vision himself, Saurabh Mehta sir, today. But before I call him on the stage, I would like to make a very important announcement. So, the important announcement is for everyone, all the kids, all the panelists today. So, when you introduce yourself, you all have to remember to introduce yourselves as your name, and then I relate to the name of the plant you would like to be, and give a creative reason. Remember to do this, okay? That's a kind request from my side. So I'll give an example for myself. My name is Apoorva Mahajan, and I relate to, any guesses, the mango plant the most. Why? Because it is so sweet and it spreads so much of happiness to everyone who relishes it. So now I would like to call upon my esteemed guest for the day, Saurabh Mehta sir, to talk about his initiative at BioQ. So I like to hand it over to you.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Uh,
I think I'll straight away share my screen. So
Sure.
Meanwhile, let me convey thanks to Ashok ji, Sumitra Mukherjee ji, and Vignesh Kumar ji, and Kailash Mehta ji, Vinod Mahajan ji, all of them, Satish ji, Pratibha, and Lakshmi, Jasmine, Sudarshan ji. Thank you very much for posting your views in the group. It's such a pleasure to have all of you. Thank you very much. Saurabh Mehta ji.
thank you, sir. Uh, can everyone see my screen? Is it there?
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, my name is Saurabh. I run a company called BioQ. The idea of BioQ is very simple. We try to come up with eco-friendly, sustainable alternates to daily use products. So the simple thing is like everything around us is made in a conventional manner. It uses, in most of the cases, uses plastic. It leads to a lot of wastage. So we thought of identifying a few things and come up with recycled material based or other sustainable material based alternates, and also make sure that once these are disposed, they don't cause they don't cause harm to the environment. So that was the prime idea. So going 10 years back, I finished my electrical engineering and I started working on off-grid electricity. So a lot of villages in India back then didn't have electricity. So they were using kerosene lanterns to light up their homes. They were using wood to prepare food. So I was working in that domain for 8 years. And then I came back to Delhi and joined my family business. So here we were all making plastic ball pens. When I saw that, this was the scenario. So every day in India, we are making 3 crore plastic disposable ball pens where they are used and they're thrown and they all end up in the landfill. So if you look at a plastic pen, it's a very small thing, but so many of them being collected every day and being thrown away, that leads to a massive plastic pollution. Similarly, for pencils, if you see, there are almost 1 crore pencils that are being made in India, and these all require wood. And wood, of course, only comes from the trees. So this leads to massive deforestation as well. So these were the things that led me to start thinking like, how do we come up with an alternate which doesn't harm the nature? Whether while making them or disposing them. So I started working on reducing the plastic in the pens. So I first made a model where there was 55% plastic, rest was all recycled material, then brought it down to 28%. And now, finally, after 10% and 5%, we will very soon be coming up with a pen which is completely made from recycled paper only and no plastic at all. So that's the dream. And with and just imagine like maybe 5 or maybe 10 years from now, if all the pens are made using only recycled waste paper or maybe even agricultural waste, there'll be no plastic used at all in stationery, uh, pen for example. So that was one thing. And then we thought of the disposal. I mean, Since these are all made from recycled materials, so that's one good thing. But again, these are all still use and throw products. You use them, you throw them. So then we thought of the concept of use and grow. So switching from use and throw to use and grow. For that, we simply did is put seeds behind the pens and the pencils. So once you are done using the pens and pencils, you don't have to throw them. You can put them in soil, and once you do that, the soil will take its the seeds will start germinating in a few days if there's ample sunlight and moisture and a little bit of fertilizer. That will all help grow a plant. And similarly, we did the same thing for the paper. So once you have a paper which has seeds in them, you can make postcards, you can make calendars, notebooks, anything. And once you use them, you can again grow them. Then we also made Rakhi, we made Ganesha, and all this which had seeds in them. So that came out very well, and then we developed a whole range of plantable stationery gifting products. That worked out very well. But parallelly, we thought there are even bigger problems to solve. So we started working on structures. Just imagine the furniture that you're sitting on, or the walls around you, or the ceiling. If all this could be made from waste paper. So we started working on what we call BioBuild. We tried grids, the ceiling being made from just paper so that it also helps in having a better insulation. So winters will be warmer, summers will be colder because the air will be trapped in these paper tubes. And of course, it will be much cheaper, and you will be using recycled waste, and which is also biodegradable if ever it has to be thrown away. So we are still experimenting with this. We had a lot of failures. We had lots and lots of failures, but I'm hopeful in a few years we will make some success. And if not us, someone will take up this idea and make it successful. So it's the more important thing is to get this idea across. So similarly, yes, that's also walls and furnitures, as I was mentioning. There's a tool or a concept or a department of education which is called biomimicry. So it's still a new discipline. Not everybody knows about it, but what I personally believe, it is very important for the entire planet to thrive. For as Apoorva was talking at the beginning, for the nature, technology, and humans to grow in to go together in synchronization, I think biomimicry will have a very important role to play. So I'll quickly tell what biomimicry is. Number one, it is not bioprocessing. So nature has a lot to offer us. If there's a tree, the tree will give you fruits, tree will give you shade, tree will give you oxygen. But if we have to change the way we think, we don't have to extract resources from it by cutting it and getting the wood out. If we take the wood out, that's bioprocessing. If we take inspiration from tree, how beautifully it is making things work, how the water is flowing through from the roots till the leaves, how the leaves are converting carbon dioxide into oxygen, and how the fruits are coming out of it. There's so much that the tree has to offer. So rather than exploiting nature, we should take inspirations and find solutions for the problems that we have. So that's one example of exploitation. You find a bird and you think of, oh, even I want to fly. So I'll climb on the bird and I'll start flying. That's not how it should be. Rather, we should see how the birds are flying and develop technologies which can help you fly. The way it happened with the vulture, the Wilbert and Wright brothers, the Wright brothers. So they designed the airplane after studying the birds, and finally with the vulture, they realized what the shape should be. So that the aerodynamics will work and the flight can actually take off. And similarly, there's so many other examples. So what I'll do is in the next 1 minute, I'll run you through some photographs, and I'm very sure the moment you will see the photographs, you will see how we have been learning from the nature. So before that, why is it important to learn from nature? Because number one, human civilization is 6,500 years old. And the nature has been there for 3.8 billion years. We have struggled to go to thrive in these 6,500 years old. We are still struggling. We don't know how to make things work. We are in a state of catastrophe. We have so much pollution. We have so many problems. But nature over 3.8 billion years has evolved. It has faced problems, but it has also overcome. And it never wastes resources. There is zero wastage in nature. That's a very general thing. Nothing is wasted. So again, very clearly, there's so much that we can learn from nature. Okay, simple things that you see how humans have been taking inspiration and solving small problems while copying nature, mimicking nature. A very good example, of course, is solar cells, the solar which generates electricity using the energy from the sun. That's derived from how leaves utilize sun's energy to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, which is one of the most important things happening on the planet for the survival of human. And lotus. Lotus is, again, very interesting. If you put a drop of water on lotus leaf, they all fall down. It doesn't absorb water. So just imagine if such a material could be made or such fabrics could be made using such material. You won't have to wash your clothes. If walls could be made the same way, if glasses, windows could be made the same way, they'll clean automatically. We don't have to remove the dust every day. Just put water and they'll roll off, or maybe dust won't settle on them at all. Woodpecker, if you have ever noticed, it keeps putting a dent in the tree, a bark of a tree, at a very, very fast speed, which is 22 times every second. That is the number of times it hits a tree every second. But still, there is no effect on its head. Just imagine you banging your head on a wall for 22 times in a second. You'll have a fracture in your head, but for the woodpecker, nothing happens. So why can't we take inspiration from woodpecker on designing lightweight helmets? There's another one great example. So a mosquito comes and sits on your hand. You don't feel anything. You don't notice. Then it sucks blood from inside your body and you hardly notice. You just notice just enough of a itch and then you remove the mosquito. So it's painless. It's drawing blood from your body and it doesn't hurt you. Whereas for over 100 years, syringes, injections, whenever the doctors, they try to suck blood out of your body, it hurts. So why is it that such a small insect doing this job better than us? Why can't we come up with injections which don't hurt? It still scares me to have an injection to draw my blood out even for testing or anything. But the mosquito does it beautifully. So why can't we learn from that? Pipelines across, even inside your house or in cities, they're all linear. So water flows and then suddenly there's a 90-degree bend and the water has to completely change the direction. There's a lot of wastage. There's a lot of energy required. But if we look at a leaf, this is all water distribution. All the yellow lines, the white lines you see in a leaf, such a small structure, and it is able to take water from the beginning till the every end of the leaf without any wastage. So nature has done so many things in such better way than us. So it's very important to take inspirations, to discover what is happening in nature in the right way, rather than inventing new things. Because every time humans have invented new things, they have created problems. So it is very important to understand what they are doing right and take inspiration. There could be many, many other things. It's just about opening your eyes, see what things are working out in nature and how can we use those to solve our problems. And if you think it's difficult, humans cannot do it, then just think about this. We're planning to send people on Mars. If that is possible, taking inspiration from nature to solve your daily life problems is not difficult. So that is all I want to say. If there's any question, The chat is there, or you can ask now, whatever, Apoorva, whatever you suggest.
Sure, sir. I would like the kids to ask you the questions that whatever they have
Yeah.
after the. But before I move on to our next speaker, we should first take a break. And one of my dear friends, the little kid here, Ruhani, would like to share a story. Um, I'll just share my screen. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for this wonderful session about biomimicry.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
uh,
Just a second, Ruhani. I'll just come.
Didi, can I go to washroom, please?
Okay. Okay, we'll come back to you later then. Okay. Take care. So we move on to our next speaker, who is Rahul Sharma, and he's the founder of a venture education. He also ventures into education and into embedded systems and STEAM education. His venture is named Hachanak, and he pursues gardening as a hobby activity, and that is why he joined us on Waste to Greens. You see the two mangoes here in the picture. It is grown from his terrace garden. So this is so lovely, right? What is better than mangoes is homegrown mangoes. So I would like to welcome him, and he would like to share his ideas and his viewpoints about the merger of technology and the sustainability. Over to you, Rahul Sharma.
Hi, hello everyone. Great green evening to everyone. Okay, so I would like to share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So, like Saurabh sir talked about how we can take inspiration from nature to develop technologies and stuff. Like I would like to talk about how we can learn from nature to build our own startups or enterprises. So, like in nature, like if you have to grow a plant, okay, you will first sow a seed, okay, then you will nurture it, then it will grow into a plant, then you will take care of it, give it fertilizers or water it daily, okay, then it will grow into a tree. So just like that, you can build your own company or a enterprise. So, okay, so first is the setup is like you have to, like Apoorva said that you cannot grow baby corn in an environment, okay, when the environment is not suitable, you cannot grow a baby corn, right? So just like that, you have to, everyone needs to realize what are his or her weakness, which is equivalent to littleness here in this line, okay, and has to focus on his greatness, okay, on everyone has to focus on their skills that they are good at and nurture them, okay. So this is the setup, like, so you have to sow a seed, okay, then after that, so you will, then there's this beautiful line which is my motto: what is great in man is that he is a bridge, not a goal. Okay, so what my goal is to enable other peoples to pursue their passion. Okay, so this is what has led me to open my startup called HNX. Okay, and it's been a great journey. I have a lot of friends who have helped me. So HNX is basically a makerspace. We provide R&D training, events, and workshops to students and college students, school students, graduates, teachers, okay, faculty development programs and stuff like that. Okay, so this is basically what HNX is. Okay, so then there's journey. So I started HNX in 2019 May. Okay, so I have done server webinars, okay, workshops, events I've organized and hosted teachers and professors from University of Dundee, Scotland, participated with students and worked on different. So here I would like to talk about sustainability. If you are building an enterprise or a startup or a company, so like in nature, so nature sustains other, okay, it helps other. So your main focus would not be profit or money like that. It should be sustainability, that you have to work for your future, for the future of others. That should be your main goal about a startup. Okay, so like trees are losing their leaves and not one of them is worried. Okay, so you don't have to be worried like, okay, I am not earning well or like that. You should focus on making your others' life easy, like the trees. Okay, so post COVID, like during COVID, there was lockdown, and also I was unable to do events and workshops. Okay, so after COVID, when I was able to go to my office, okay, so there were a lot of tools and components that got rusted. Okay, so that made me realize, okay, I cannot waste resources. Okay, it's adding to the e-waste, which is very hard to, okay, hard to,
Discard.
okay, so that's why I thought of thing that the excess resources we should share with others. Okay, so that's when I started this hnhcard.com, where the excess resources that I have, I'm listing them online at the minimum price, at the price at what I'm getting, I'm listing it online. Okay, so the others in who are willing to make or build something, so they can use this components. So post COVID, we have made things like contactless water dispenser for Golgappa machines, solar light. Okay, so there are different stuffs that we have built and are selling on hnet.cart.com. And before HNEC, during my college time, the first thing I started was biomimicry. So during my first semester, I made a group of around 20-25 students, all first semester students. We were eager to build something. Okay, we were at NSIT. We were like, okay, we are at the cream of the layer. We will do something about nature. Okay, so we had this idea of biomimicry. So like there's a building in Zimbabwe called Eastgate Center. So it's built on the concept of ant castle. So it's self-ventilated. There are no ACs, and it is maintaining the temperature and everything inside. So it's so stuff like wait, okay. So then there is humpback whale. Okay, so there are the fins of the humpback whale are so better aerodynamically that is researchers at MIT and Caltech have made fins and wind turbines using the structure of a humpback whale fins. Okay, so and it's has increased the wind turbine efficiency by more than 50 to 60%. Then there's a concept of soil monitoring for better crop rotation. So it's like building like what happens right now is the farmers has to get their soil health card by government. So the government employees will go there, take a soil sample, do testing in the lab, and reflect that test results to the farmer that you have to use this much of fertilizer and this. But with the big data and AI, we can automate this process, and we can give better recommendation to farmers so that they get high crop yields without wasting much of resources. Okay, and one of the most closest thing to me is teaching. Okay, so like I said, what is great in man is that he is a bridge, not a destination. So I consider myself as an enabler, someone who helps others. So that's why I love teaching science through technology. Okay, so this is all about me. Like I began my journey like a seed. Okay, I've nurtured it. Okay, so enjoy. And but it's not the end, because like trees, when the tree is fully grown, it gives you fruits. Okay, it gives shades to kids who can play under it. It gives a home to birds, okay, and other living organisms. It helps them. So with the concept of hatch and egg is this. So once the hatch and egg at its peak, it will be, it's not something like that will, okay, it's done. Okay, I build an enterprise. Okay, now done, I'm living happily. It's about giving to others. Like in nature's trees give to others. So with help of nature, we can learn how to start and run a company, how to nurture it, and be a generate sustainability. Okay, so that's it all about my journey. Okay, I will uh, hand it over to Apoorva. If you have any questions about me or about HNX, you can ask.
Thank you, Rahul, for the inspiring learnings. And I think a lot of kids would have been encouraged to start their own ventures and learn from nature and start on their journey from your presentation. Now, before we move on to the third speaker, I'll go back to my story. My little kiddo here, Ruhani, has prepared for us. Ruhani, would you like to share your story now?
Yes.
Just a second, beta. I'll just share my screen. Yeah. So the story is about the old man and the king, and I'll hand it over to you, Ruhani. Unmute yourself.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to tell you a story about an old man and the king. Um, once upon a time, there was. Once upon a time, there was. Once upon a time, the king of Varanasi was going on his horse. He saw an old man planting a tree. He asked, "What are you doing?" "I am planting a mango sapling, dear king." "Oh, that's nice. But what's your name? What's your age? And how many members are there in your family?" "My name is Ram Prasad and I am 78 years old. My wife has died a long ago and I have no children." "That's sad. So why are you planting this tree? Maybe you will not be alive until the plant grows and gives you mangoes." "I am not expecting the fruits. If my forefathers would have not did plantation, what would we get?" The king was astonished and gave him a bag full of gold coins and said, "These are the first fruits of a plant. So keep planting, whether you are old or young or a kid like me, so that the kids who come in the next generation could eat tasty fruits and mangoes."
Thank you, Ruhani. That was such a lovely story, beta.
Now I would like to introduce myself.
Okay.
My name is Ruhani. I'm 6 years old. I study in Vipcure High. I'm in first grade, and the questions answers are: I would like to be a tomato because they are very tasty and many people like it, and it's also a fruit and vegetable. It's both.
Wow, Ruhani, what an answer. Nice. Can we all clap for her, please?
Thank you.
So we'll We will move on further now. I would like to introduce my third speaker for the day, my host and host in the entire journey. She's been there and she has supported me through and through. Her name is Shanmukhi. And,
By the time you take to Shanmukhi, we should also convey our thanks to a lot of people. Those are joining us. We have got Deepti Gupta ji, Rohani, and then Barjesh Kumari, Vignesh, then Akhilesh, then Vinod ji, then Neema ji, then Satish Solanki ji, Vignesh ji, Vinita Srivastava ji, Madhuri ji, Julie Subba is joining us from Manipur, Imphal. Then Madhuri ji, very well done, Rahul. Ajay Kumar Gupta ji, good initiative by Go Young Children. Keep it up. Madhuri ji, keep rolling. Vinod Mahajan ji, good presentation, Rahul. Gaurav, Arvind Gulati ji, and then Chiti Babu, then Julie ma'am, Vinod ji, and Mehul Kashyap. All the best, Rohani, and Lakshmi Narayan ji. Wow. Then Vinod Mahajan ji, Chiti Babu, Vinita Srivastava, and Hansali Nima. Very impressive, Rohani, and well conducted by Apoorva. Enjoying session. Great. Chalo.
So, Shanmukhi would like to talk about her viewpoints. We have heard the viewpoints of two people who are pursuing their careers. Now, she is someone who will tell you the student side of it. And I would like to welcome her and ask her to share her experience and her learnings.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Apoorva. So, hello, everyone. I am Shanmukhi Sripada. I am final year undergraduate student from IIT Delhi. So, co-organizing Waste to Green along with Apoorva Di was actually one of the most memorable experiences, I should say, because it was a perfect way to, drive away the lockdown blues also. But before I continue, I would actually like to add to what Apoorva Di has said. So basically, before I go on, I am actually an active member of National Service Team IIT Delhi. So we have different, sectors across which we work, social service, environment and health, etc. So basically, what I wish to say is I have been doing everything at the college level. I have been conducting awareness sessions, and then encouraging people to grow plants, then segregation of waste, we conducted awareness sessions on that. But then I realized slowly, what am I doing at home? Then there came the concept of Atmanirbharta as envisioned by our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. So when Apoorva ji approached me with this concept, I think this is a perfect way to enable both the organizers, me and Apoorva Didi, and all the participants and everyone in general to, become self-sufficient, start something at home, because home is the place from where, we learn first actually. And and adding to that, this pandemic actually enabled us to stay at home. I mean, to be very honest, I was doing everything on a macro level at college level, but I never watered my plants at home. I would watch my mother water the plants, and then that's it. But then when this concept came up, I actually grew closer to my plant. So basically, the concept of waste to greens, as Apoorva ji pointed out, was primarily based on, how to reduce kitchen waste and other waste in general. So basically, I would like to share my personal experience. So me and my mother, I had one takeaway from this event, that we did a lot of experimentation. So owing to the time that we got, so basically my mother, as a typical homemaker, she would, after washing the vegetables, she would use that water for the plants basically. And then it's a surprise. Basically, we would get amaranth leaves, which we extensively use in our South Indian dishes. I mean, it was a surprise actually. And then in the lockdown, because of the precautions that we had to take, we would add turmeric. And then, to save water, we used to use that water for watering the plant. And then we realized that the fresh plant actually grew faster. So, from that point onwards, I felt that okay, I have got to learn a lot. I'm yet to learn a lot. So I also grew up along with this, event. So basically, again, we experimented a lot. We would, my mother would uh, dry up the vegetable peels and rotten fruits and vegetables, and then she would grind, and then she would mix in water and, to make an organic fertilizer, and then use it for watering the plant. So basically, in this event, different participants, kids and their parents alike, they shared their tips, their experiences. We also shared whatever we had learned. So it was a two-way communication for us. Both me and Apoorva Didi and them, we all together learned a lot. So basically, yeah, again, the concept of microgreens, it was widely popularized during lockdown. Everybody, sharing their tips, how, they used the seeds, chana sprouts and all to, grow without soil. And actually that is one of the staple food for many of us, right? So that kind of sustainability, we wanted to create a sustainable thought system among everyone. And then finally, it's a small experiment. We took one sweet potato, it was rooting, so we just randomly had put it in the soil, and then 2 days later we started seeing leaves from it. And again, it's a surprise, we started using it for our own food. We South Indians consume a lot of leafy vegetables, so again that also served as a source of food for us. I mean it was a positive change in, it brought about a positive change in me, because you know every day in the evening at around 5 o'clock, I would, take a break from my hectic schedule and then go to my balcony and, you know, water the plants. And actually, what Apoorva has written, from peeping at each other from a distance to hugging and interacting with each other, both me and my plants have come a long way. Even my mother says that whenever I'm watering the plants, it looks as if, you know, the plants are trying to interact with me. They're happy, they swing like that, and it's like happiness. So I think that kind of brought a positive change in me. It made me patient. It made me think, okay, we have to start everything from our home. Let's try to become self-sufficient. These all are actually entirely, beneficial for us also. It's like a give and take with the plants. So yeah, and one more positive change, drawing inspiration from us, many of our relatives also started planting these. Today only I received a call from my bua saying that she is also happy seeing, palak, growing up now in her balcony. So I think with the help of this event, we are trying to make every balcony a green one. So yeah, this was my experience. So yeah, and I'm open to questions. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Shanmukhi. That was such a lovely experience. And thank you for being with me and supporting me throughout my journey. Now, my kids, I think some of them are really very small. They might have got a bit bored also, our adult talking. Now, I would like them to have the stage, own it, and tell us about what they want to tell us and what they want to ask. So I'll call them one by one. Unmute yourself, and let us know what you want to speak. So I'll first call Lavanya. Lavanya, you're there?
Before
Yes, ma'am.
Aranya comes,
Um,
let's convey deep thanks and blessings to Shanmukhi, and particularly great regards to her mother. Namaskaran, Vanakkam, whatsoever you celebrate, Pongal or Onam or whatsoever is there. But I would say, I think your mother is a great supportive to you. trees, and particularly these plants, they talk. You can sing with them, you can dance with them, you can be with them. If you want to be happy in life, then see the video. There is a gentleman, 84 years Indian, and he is at present in UK. He has dedicated his entire life for last 50 years just talking to trees and singing with trees, living with nature. His name is Satish Kumar. Okay, right. Apoorva, go ahead. All the best, Shanmukhi. God bless you, child.
Hi, Lavanya. Would you like to speak,
Uh,
son?
yes, ma'am. I just want to tell what I want to be.
Apoorva,
So the question you have.
Apoorva, let's close this presentation. We should see the children.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
this is not enjoyable. No, no, no. We should see the children. You can close this presentation now. I want to see the kids. We enjoy when we see them rubaru.
Okay, sir.
Let's see them. I want to see Lavanya right over there at the center. I know she is there. Yes, Lavanya is right over there at the center. Let's see her right over here. Wow. She's putting on beautiful earphones. Yes, Lavanya. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. My name is Lavanya, and I want to be a neem tree because neem in a neem tree, every of the plant of the part is helpful. Like its leaves are also a very good medicine. Its roots and its branches and the trunk is used for brushing in the olden days. And they keep the roots and the leaves of the plant is very good for medicine and helps us to cure most of the um like diseases. And the branches and trunk is used for the brushing. It helps that it cools like a mint, and it makes our teeth shine, and the teeth gets very good energy, means it gets a strength, and it stays for a longer time.
Wow.
I want to say that.
Wow.
Thank you.
And there is one gentleman, his name is Ramdev, Baba Ramdev. He would be very happy to listen to Lavanya because he has made a toothpaste called Dant Kanti. And the name is used in that. Wow, Lavanya, great child. God bless you. Apoorva, go ahead.
Next, we have two
Thank you.
sisters joining. The name is Shri Kavya and Shri Divya. And they were like really enthusiastic participants. Over to you both.
How lovely the children names are. Shri Kavya and Shri. Your mic is mute. Shri.
Divya.
Hello, sir.
Wow. Wow. God bless you.
So I would like to share a cool idea for using the plastic from our daily waste. So this is a bottle, plastic bottle, in which we put all the plastic waste that we get from the wrappers of milk packets and dahi packets. So we take the plastic wrapper, and with the stick we put it. So this is called the eco brick. We can use it to make something like we can use the plastic. We can melt this and recast it into some other plastic object. Thank you.
Thank you, child. Thank you, beta. And the other one is the one who basically initially came in that video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shri Divya is the one that prepared that skit, and she has such a beautiful.
Where are you joining from, Shri Kavya?
We are from Delhi. We are joining from Delhi.
Delhi. Okay.
Shri Divya, would you like to speak? Add on to what your sister said. Shri Divya, you there? You're muted, beta. We can't.
No.
Okay. Now we have Vishrut, who is our youngest gardener. and he's the youngest participant, like Ruhani. So, Vishrut, would you like to say something?
Yeah, my name is Vishnu. I am 7 years old. I relate to a hibiscus plant. That's because the the pollen of me can get pollinated by a bee. So and my pollen can become into honey.
Wow, that's such a beautiful answer that you have given. Anything else you would like to ask, Vishrut?
No.
No. Okay. So we have a very curious child amongst us. Her name is D Manaswani, and she was also the winner of our competition. She has quite a lot of questions for all of us.
Is joining us from where? Bangalore?
No, she is from Hyderabad, sir.
No, Vishrut.
Vishrut is from Bangalore.
Ah, okay.
Yes, Manaswini. I would like you to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Manaswini, and I think I relate to a banyan tree the most because I really love helping people. I just get some kind of satisfaction from it, and banyan tree gives a lot of shade to people, and not only that, I've read that each and every part of a banyan tree has its own medical properties, like the bark is used for curing diabetes, and the banyan tree fruit is actually helpful for reducing stress, and so on. So yeah, I choose to be a banyan tree so that I can help people.
And what did you learn from us from the activity?
Well, I learned a lot of things. First of all, before I joined this program, I didn't do that much of gardening, but I just wanted to do this. I got kind of bored in this lockdown, so after this, I realized that gardening is actually something that I enjoy the most, and I tend to get very stressed about things like my homework and exams and all. And I feel gardening is a great way to just unwind and relax, and also that I get a lot of satisfaction from watering plants and watching them grow, and so on. So yeah, that's what I've learned from this.
Do you have some questions for us, Manaswini?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I would like to thank you all for conducting this. You're doing a great job encouraging children like us to spend more time with nature. Uh, I have a question. We all know that our country needs development. So, do you think there is a way to develop our country without polluting the environment?
Who would you like to address this question to?
Everyone.
Everyone. Okay. So I would like to answer for myself. Yes, I think there is a way to develop our country. So a way of development could be that I said in the beginning that technology and nature should be in harmony, should be in synchronization with each other. So during this entire period when I conducted this, I went and researched about a lot of activities that are happening. So there are people who are replacing cardboard with waste straws, agricultural waste. Then there is a way to replace your straw that you use, drinking straw, right? We use when we have coconut water, and every time we tend to throw it. So why not use something that is available as a ready solution for us? Wheat straws these days are getting popularized. So these are all biodegradable and they do not harm your environment. So in these small steps, if we take and if we, support initiatives like this, we think we have a way to develop to a better future without harming our environment. Now, this is my point of view. I would like Saurabh Mehta sir and our other speakers, Rahul Sharma and Shanmukhi, to add on to this question.
Apoorva, could you kindly see your WhatsApp message, please, and also the chat box of this group?
Okay. Sir, could you answer this question for us? Saurabh Mehta, sir. Sir, are you on mute? I can't see.
No, he's not on mute, but he's not there. I think I've got a next meeting lined up in UK at 9 p.m.
Sure, sir.
So I think one boy is left over, Deepak or somebody. Who is left over now?
Yeah, there is Deepak and his brother.
So let's quickly do it because people are waiting for me in UK. I've got a meeting at lined up 9 o'clock. Please, can we go ahead?
Deepak, could you start your video?
If he's there.
Deepak, you there? No. I think he turned off. So, over to you, sir. There was one query by Manaswini. She asked a question. Do you think there is a way to develop without harming the environment? That is the last question for the day.
Saurabh?
Yeah, sure. So there is. Yeah.
Hello, mango tree.
Who's this?
I love mango tree. It's my
Deepak. Yes, he is there. He is there. I think more than question, we should give a chance to the child because with Saurabh, you put your answer in the chat box.
Yeah,
Saurabh,
I'll do that.
Kindly put answer there in the chat box so that Deepak, go ahead.
Hey. I think he has a net.
Mangoes.
I think he has a network issue and
I think he has got a network issue.
Apoorva,
we kept 1.5 hours for India. I've got my client people waiting in UK. So 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I think, I'm 2 minutes above the time. So my deepest gratitude, thanks and blessings to everybody. It was such a pleasure to listen to all of you. And a great initiative by Apoorva. All my children and my grandchildren do well in life. Keep safe, keep doing good job. And India has got a great future. India has got a very bright future. And you children have got a lot to share with the world. Keep rising, keep shining, keep doing good job. And Saurabh, your presentation was par excellence. Everybody has commented, the people, those who have watched here in Singapore, they have appreciated. So I think with these words, my greatest thanks, greetings to everybody. And from today, green morning, green afternoon, green evening, and